Welcome everyone to another weekly edition of the Argentina Brief, this time for the week of Monday, July 20th. Let's get straight into it. Moody's raised Argentina to B3 with a positive outlook, making it the third major agency to lift the country's rating since May. Moody says default risk has fallen significantly, pointing to the fiscal surplus, falling inflation, and a growing export base, clearly led by the energy sector. They highlighted as well the RIGI investment pipeline of nearly $142 billion, around 20% of GDP. But the main caveat, as always, political risk going into the 2027 presidential elections. Worth noting that Argentina still holds Moody's 16th worst rating out of 21. Long way to go to investment grade. On a more domestic note, consumer confidence fell to its lowest level since Milei took office, down nearly 5% in July. It was dragged down by collapsing expectations, particularly among lower-income households. And the credit channel remains blocked. Consumer loan delinquency has risen for 17 straight months and hit a 2-decade high. Miguel Kigel, the economist, put it bluntly in conversation with Bloomberg News. There's no fiscal stimulus because there's no money, and monetary stimulus is blocked by delinquency. And the activity data coming out from the INDEC this week has confirmed an uneven recovery once again. The economy contracted for a second straight month in May, down 0.5% from April, with industry and retail falling, while agriculture and mining expanded. Morgan Stanley noted that this two-speed dynamic is part of what keeps investors uneasy, especially looking ahead to those 2027 presidential elections. On the brighter side, wages beat inflation for a third consecutive month, although driven by under-the-table wages once again. Formal private jobs remain under the water. The trade surplus was a clear positive, however. For the first half, it hit a record of nearly $14 billion, while exports reached an all-time high of almost $50 billion. Energy led the way, growing 42% year over year. Two big stories out of Vaca Muerta. Vista Energy filed a $5.8 billion project under the RIGI investment scheme, while Pampa Energía got approval for a $4.5 billion development. That brings RIGI's scorecard to 20 projects approved, totaling $46 billion. The street remains bullish on Pampa. 9 out of 11 recommendations are buys for that stock. On the reform front, Federico Sturzenegger is preparing another sweeping deregulation package touching capital markets, pharmaceuticals, real estate, the book industry, and agriculture. The announcement was postponed from last week to add more changes, but it's coming soon. Finally, off the field, but not really, Messi said goodbye to the World Cup stage last week after Argentina's title defense came to an end with a defeat against Spain. 20 years of World Cups, the 2022 title, and a farewell message that moved the entire country. That's the week. Don't forget to follow the Argentina Brief on X for the full thread every single week. And also be sure to follow the YouTube channel and on Spotify, as well as Apple Podcasts for the monthly hour-long podcast, episode 5, coming out very soon.